You've been humiliated, stripped of your reputation, exiled from your homeland. For most people, this would be the darkest chapter of their life. But for one man, it became the beginning of an idea that would echo through history. Meet Epictetus, a man born into slavery, crippled in youth, and yet destined to become one of the most influential minds of the ancient world. He owned nothing, had no political power, no wealth, no citizenship. And yet, he discovered something that even emperors would one day study: a path to inner freedom. A way of life built not on what you have, but on what you are. Epictetus learned early that we don't control the world. We don't control other people, what they say, what they do, or the chaos of events around us. But what we do control is how we think, how we act, and how we respond. That's where real power lives. Not in changing the world, but in mastering yourself. His teachings weren't written down by him, but by his student, Arian, who was so moved by the clarity of Epictetus's ideas that he preserved them in what we now call the discourses. From a small room in Nicopolis, Epictetus trained minds like a blacksmith trains steel. He taught that philosophy isn't for decoration, it's for action. It's not something you recite, it's something you live. When someone asked him how to become free, he didn't give them a riddle. He said, "Don't wish for things to happen as you want them. Wish for them to happen as they do. Then you'll find peace." This wasn't passivity. It was radical responsibility, a call to stop blaming fortune and start focusing inward. To the Stoics, freedom wasn't a political status. It was a state of mind. If your happiness depends on things you cannot control, you will always be a slave to circumstance. But if your peace comes from within, you're untouchable. Epictetus wasn't alone in this belief. He followed in the footsteps of Zeno and Cleanthes and would eventually influence none other than Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who ruled the most powerful empire on earth while quietly studying the teachings of a former slave. Think about that for a moment. A man with everything studying the words of a man who had nothing. Why? Because wisdom doesn't care about status. It only cares about truth. And the truth is simple. We suffer not because of events, but because of our judgment of events. And if we can learn to adjust our perception, we can transform pain into progress. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. These aren't just nice quotes, they're instructions. When insulted, pause. When disappointed, reflect. When wronged, respond with virtue, not vengeance. This isn't easy, but that's the point. Philosophy isn't comfort food. It's a disciplined diet for the soul. It's not about avoiding difficulty. It's about becoming the kind of person who can handle difficulty with grace and strength. And this strength comes not from ignoring emotion, but from understanding it. The Stoics didn't teach people to be emotionless. They taught people to be masterful. Anger, fear, jealousy, these are part of us. But we don't have to obey them. We can feel them without being ruled by them. Epictetus often used analogies. He said, life is like a game of dice. You don't control the roll, but you control how you play your hand. He said, life is like sailing. You can't control the wind, but you can control your sails. And he said that every hardship is an opportunity, a chance to practice courage, humility, patience, and strength. He believed that philosophy is not for the classroom, it's for everyday life, for when your plans fall apart, for when someone betrays you, for when you're broke, tired, and uncertain of what comes next. That's when philosophy matters most. Not when life is easy, but when life is demanding. Today, we live in a world obsessed with control. Control over people, control over outcomes, control over opinions. But the more we chase control, the more we suffer when we lose it. Epictetus offers another way. Let go of what you can't command and double down on what you can. Your thoughts, your choices, your character. That's not defeat, that's liberation. So if you feel stuck or powerless or overwhelmed by what life throws at you, remember this: you may not control the storm, but you can control the captain. And sometimes that's all it takes to weather anything. If this video sparked your thoughts or gave you a new perspective, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. And if you're drawn to deep questions, timeless ideas, and the mysteries of the mind, make sure to subscribe to Mindra for more powerful insights and stories. This is just the beginning. See you in the next one.